Okay, we've done it. It's a year of pandemic.
Pandem. What episode number
Pandem.
is this?
What episode number is it?
Do we know?
Let me double check. Yeah, of course I know. I have a whole spreadsheet. This is the amazing episode 10 of season 2. Yes,
Yes.
and 59 overall. Almost 60,
Wow.
which would have been cool, but 59.
59.
Yeah,
That's
59.
still
A
really
really
remarkable.
solid age. A really solid
Wow.
age to be 59.
Oh my gosh.
So
We know
secure.
so many people's relationships at this point.
I know, right? We know about a lot of dating lives. And ultimately, dating is horrible no matter who you are. No,
Yeah.
it's always bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always stressful. I mean, sometimes beautiful, right? Love, we love.
Yeah.
Obsessed with love, but I feel like most of the time we're not talking about love, it turns out.
No. No,
No.
we are recording last night with our guests. They they said something really funny where they were like, Jenny, like your podcast is a resource to find out the romantic lives of other
Our
Brooklyn
peers.
comedians.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, you're getting
Yeah, and I'm really happy to be that person. I'm happy to be Nancy Drew
yeah,
for everyone. If they're like, is this person single? What is going on? I'm here to find out the facts.
as a resource.
Yes,
Yes.
as a resource, truly to make a field guide. I'm really happy to do that. And I also, it's made me feel much less alone this pandemic too, to have
Yeah.
the podcast. And I hope that's true for all the listeners also.
Yeah. It has been
Yeah,
so
right?
fun.
Right? I don't have any receipts this week. I have nothing to report.
Nothing.
Nothing, not a single thing. I'm having a really nice time with my new boyfriend. Second time saying it on the podcast, Isaac.
Wow. Wait until number 59 of Boyfriend. Yeah.
Oh my God, right? Can you
Then we can
imagine?
really talk. Yeah.
That yeah, then we can really get into it. But right now I'm in the honeymoon. It's so much fun. We're really getting to know each other phase.
I
And
love
even
that.
my therapist is like, wow, he sounds really mature. And I'm like, right, Haley? I can make good choices. I can make
Haley,
good choices, Haley.
Haley's obsessed with him. Wow.
Haley really likes him, but I think Haley is obsessed with me too because I'm teaching her so many new things. She used I hope you book for the first time ever in a session. And I was like, Haley, wow, I've really changed your life.
How old is Haley, if you can reveal?
I think she's in her mid 30s. She's a
Okay.
Madewell therapist. So she's wearing like low key gold jewelry and she has a gorgeous plant behind her. No matter where she is, what room in her house, there's always a pretty plant
Yeah.
and like a soft, flowy Madewell kind of top or sweater.
Wow. And you're teaching this woman. I
I'm
love.
teaching this woman about love.
Wow.
Yeah, well, I like to think that I'm her favorite client, but it's probably unhealthy that I do think that. But I do like to think that,
I think so. Whatever,
right? I've got to be.
helps you sleep at night for sure.
I've got to
Yeah.
be. She's really happy for me that I finally have a romantic partner who isn't toxic and I'm not crying about in our session.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Love that for you.
So that's good. That's growth. Andrew, you have a receipt though.
Oh, just a quick little receipt. I thought
Just a
this
quick little
this
baby receipt.
text today was funny. Here's the text. Hi, it's President Biden. I just signed a historic COVID relief plan into law. Will you help spread the word? Stop to quit. So,
So, wow, our president Joe Biden texted you directly, Andrew,
and
today.
and he also like is giving me an out too. Like he is like, hey, if this isn't okay, this is the safe word. Stop.
Stop.
Yeah.
Stop it. Stop's a good safe word,
I would say
honestly.
so. It's
Quick,
the
to the
original.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know exactly what it means.
So yeah,
Wow.
that's my receipt.
Really cute little receipt. Are you going to continue or did you say stop?
I didn't even respond. I sort of ghosted our president.
You ghosted our president?
Sorry.
Andrew. Wow. We
Yeah.
finally have a president that is at least trying.
A
I don't know what
president
we have to
like
say.
the
He's
people.
trying. He
Yeah.
seems to be trying. And you can't even text him back.
Well, I was like thinking about like what was like the Trump alert that we got that one time? That was insane. Do you remember that?
Oh, no, I blacked it out. What was it?
No, I remember like SNL made a skit about it that they were like everyone got a notification. It was sort of like the U2 album that was like put on
Yes.
everyone's phone. Like suddenly like you're getting a notification from Trump, like something completely random. I forget what it was, but yeah.
I don't remember it happening even.
I wish that I didn't, but
Okay. If anyone who's listening remembers what it was, leave us a review and just put that as the comment.
please.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. That's
5
enough.
stars ultimately.
5 stars and then whatever that alert was, please.
Love.
We need it. I'm really excited because we have a very special guest today. She's so funny. She's an icon. She's gorgeous. She's smart. She's got it all. She's an author, which is unbelievable, amazing. Can you believe an entire book? It's called Obviously, Stories from My Timeline. And obviously, I recommend it. It's very good and currently on my bookshelf. And she's the host of the What a Day podcast. Welcome, Akilah Hughes.
Oh my gosh. Thank you all for letting me be here. We are in person, no mask.
We are in person. We're in
Making out.
We are breathing all up on each other.
Yeah, I just coughed and we're all just breathing in.
Yeah.
Oh man. How are you?
I'm doing great. Andrew,
Yeah,
how
I mean,
are
it
you?
sounds like your therapist thinks you're doing great. So like,
I
I'm
know.
happy for you.
Yeah.
My
Thank you
therapist
so
is like, you should find things that bring you joy.
Yeah, I mean, it's good when your therapist wants you to have joy, though.
Yeah, but no suggestions. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, I have all these roller skates. This isn't the joy. She's like, no, not quite.
Yeah, like recommend a book that'll fix me. maybe,
Right. Yeah.
or
Like,
something.
just earn that money is most of it. I'm
Totally
paying you
fair.
regardless. But yeah, thanks for having me on the pod.
So happy to have you. How are you, aside from looking for joy?
Oh man. I am, I think I'm good. I'm pretty okay. So as we're recording this, it is the week slog of like the year anniversary of all of this shit hitting the fan. And so I think that I'm just very reflective right now, which is, I think, a good place to be, but also the trauma.
Yeah.
I remember the last dinner, the meeting at work where they like called us all into the same room to be like,
Right.
hey, so we can't come up, like, this is not how it's supposed to be done.
Oh my
So,
goodness. Yeah,
just a
I
lot.
love that. I remember the conversations we were having right before it all stopped, when it was like, well, I guess I shouldn't hug you, but I'm gonna do it
Yeah.
anyway. I remember.
Totally. Yeah, like the elbow bumps and things. Like, this is so weird that we're all doing these like dumb things, right? It's so crazy. And now we're like, don't touch me.
Yeah, no, we're like, stay 6 feet away from me. I don't like.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
lay down if you're 6 feet tall and prove to me it's 6 feet.
Like, I don't want to see your mouth or your chin, please.
Never. I don't care what it looks like. Not even curious.
I do want to ask you about your adorable sweet puppy.
Yes, Dr. Fauci. He is
Dr.
just
Fauci.
he is a superstar. I have to say, I think he's so cute. It is painful. Like, every morning he kind of pounces on the bed like a little lion and then like licks my arm for an hour. And I'm just like, there's just no cuter thing, and nothing else could get me out of bed in the morning. Like, before him, I was waking up at noon. But he's just so freaking cute and sweet, and I think he's a smart boy. He can already sit, stay, down, and paw. He's only 5.5 months.
Wow.
But
That's
he
impressive.
is getting his balls chopped next week. And
Oh
so
my
I'm just
God.
like, I feel like I can't look him in the eyes. Like, I know something he doesn't know. And he's just so like, I love you. And I'm like, you might not if you found out what I planned for us.
Like, I have a horrible secret I have to keep from you, doctor.
Yeah, like it's a real procedure. And I know you typically like to look at the files, but
Yeah,
it's
right.
wild.
Ultimately, he does already have a PhD, though.
Yeah,
You would
exactly.
know.
He's familiar with the procedure. He just never thought it would happen to him. And it's a lot. But yeah, these giant ears won't quit. Also, if you're listening and you want to follow a cute ass puppy, Fauci.kpup on Instagram. He's a hero.
Absolutely hero. And bringing me joy, honestly. That's what I want to say to your therapist. I found the joy. It's Dr. Fauci's Instagram.
Yeah, he's really sweet. I can't even his face, he's so weird and ridiculous. I just love him. I also don't post anything about myself anymore, which is the most freeing thing. Like, even when I'm running his account, which is like the corniest thing to say out loud. But when I'm running his account, I will scroll through all the puppies we followed there. And then I'll be like, I should go back to my own feed and like support my friends. And I'm like, no, doggies.
No. Just the
They don't
doggies.
need me. They don't even notice.
No. Yeah, just the little puppies.
Yes.
I love that. So that's been okay. So that's the new man in your life for sure.
Yes. Oh, for sure. I don't
Okay.
even know. Like, I used him as a litmus test. A few guys have seen him, not like on a date. I have a housemate, and then his
Mhm.
friends have been in the backyard, and they just don't get it. They're not good with dogs. And I'm like, see, this is a red flag. Like, you all are
That
scaring the
is.
puppy.
Yeah, that is. Now, ultimately, you'll know if someone's a good person based on whether
Exactly.
Fauci likes them or not.
Right.
Yeah. Or I'm like gonna have to just like stop him from having opinions. I'm like, go in your crate. I'm gonna fuck this loser. Go in your crate. So that might
Mama
be
needs to fuck.
right. May 2nd. We're just gonna go. We're
I
risking
support
all.
it.
Yes.
I think a slutty season is upon us in a good way.
Yes, totally. I heard, I have a friend who owns a really great restaurant in New York, Short Stories, and allegedly someone got escorted out of the bathroom. A duo did, because they already fucking in the bathrooms again.
Wow.
Oh my God. New York is healing.
Yeah,
New York
nature is
is
healing.
healing.
New York is healing. The natural progression of events is back.
Wow. Have you been
Wow.
dating at all during this time? How's it been going?
Vaguely.
Okay.
Vaguely. I would say that like it's definitely not a frequent thing. Like there are people I talk to regularly, and then there are people that I consider them to be in my pod, and I've seen them a couple of times throughout, and
Mhm.
you know, no bad feelings. I sound so diplomatic. Like, I'm like,
Yeah, you
know.
You're at the UN right now. Ultimately, this is the United
Totally.
Nations, and you're
Yeah.
your address.
When I posted, like, yeah, I'm gonna post the link to this podcast, but one of them will be a fake link to like something else so that they don't click and listen.
Okay.
Because you know, maybe it's not just the one. Maybe I have a small rotation. But
Okay.
look, I'm not ashamed to say that there are people who I have been working from home for a really long time, like since before the pandemic, actually. So it made it much easier, and they live alone and they're very sad. So it's
Yeah.
it's easy to brighten their day, and yeah, it feels safer than like if I was just going out to meet people. And I've never really been a person who had luck on the apps, so
Okay.
I gotta say I have no game when it comes to like digital speaking. But you know, if you have any advice for me,
Oh, that is surprising to me though, because you're very funny and charming.
I'm so online. But it's like I don't know. I think that like I'm really bad at texting.
Okay.
Like I don't respond quickly. I also like if it doesn't feel urgent, because I kind of have a lot of texts. Not that people text me all the time. I just like don't open them. So there's like
Right.
200 and I don't like the notification.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think that entire thing is just makes it harder, because I'm like, I don't want to talk to somebody that like I'm probably not gonna like I talk myself out of it as we're texting. They'll be like, how was your week? And I'm like, I'm just gonna let this fall.
Right. Like,
Yeah.
I already hate you. So I think
I don't
we're
have
not
enough. Yeah.
we're not going it's not going anywhere. I get that though. I think that's pretty common to feel stressed out just by constant notifications and texting. That's
Yes. Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, I feel like because everything is online now, it's like especially pronounced where I'm like, you are not real. I'm talking to a wall. Like,
Right.
this is just my imagination keeping me company in a
I-
coma. Like it's not a real thing. None of these people that I know from now are not. Like it just can't happen. I think I'm very like putting this as like a weird side project of my life. Like quarantine was its time.
Yeah, it was a moment in time that we'll just look at and we'll be like, can we even believe that happened? And then there'll be the
Fully.
before core and the post, and then we'll
Yes.
all just live in a post-core world.
Fully. I mean, it feels like the end of Lost in Translation.
Mhm.
Like, we'll just like whisper something to each other.
And we'll never know what it was, and it's over.
Yeah.
And you're like, what happened there? I don't know. We were in
like, I guess
Tokyo.
Bill Murray's still in Tokyo.
Yeah.
Exactly. He's in like his limbo making whiskey commercial. So yeah, you know, I guess that's how it's gonna end.
Yeah.
Mm.
I fully support though the like I think the apps are hard. I think they've always been hard. And I think
Oh,
it is
yeah.
definitely safer to be like have a rotation of people that you already know. Because
Yeah.
you can trust them. I'm having trouble even like some of my friends. I'm like, I don't really support the way that you're living your life.
Yeah.
In the
Oh, man.
pandemic.
That's like the biggest red flag. I feel like we're nowhere near scratching the surface of like how we have to react in person when we see these people who have been so disrespectful, so like
Mhm.
ruthless, so just like, well, I deserved a vacation. I'm like, more than like the front line workers.
Yeah.
Right.
Like the least you could do is stay home. And then you get COVID and I'm supposed to feel bad and you make like a story about it. I'm like, I just think you're selfish. And we are friends because I can't afford to lose friends in a pandemic.
Yeah.
But like,
Right,
we're
we're
gonna
not
be
gonna-
talking about this.
Right. We're not getting any new friends. So they are like a
Right.
finite resource right now. So
Totally. It's
yeah.
it feels so hellish. I was actually talking to my therapist about this today, where I'm just like, I kind of just want to like be on a new planet after this. Like, I just want to be like, okay, here's who I still fuck with. It's a thinned list, and then like, everything else is just like a new vibe, because it's hard. It's really hard to have faith in humanity when the people you think are really good. And it's not to say, that they're bad people. I think we all evolved to survive these sorts of things differently.
Yeah.
Like, I can ride out the storm. I'm really good at that. Some people are like, I'll risk it.
Right. And
We
it's
all
just,
ended up still alive. So, well,
Right.
a lot of people didn't.
right. And a lot of
Yeah.
people did die.
Yeah.
But it does show priorities, I think, in a
Right.
big way. It's like what you're prioritizing in terms of like, can you stay home, be smart, make
Right.
like just be specific about who you're seeing, keep it
Yes.
contained.
Just like make
Or-
better choices, right? Or if
Right.
are you like flaunting online that you were
Right.
just
You're in Mexico.
Cancun, right, with
Yeah.
no mask on, coughing
Exactly.
on the people who still have to work there. I mean, I just think that there's a lot of levels to the disappointment, and I think that like it's just an underreported piece of it, because we're also not going to get like a break. It's not like we're all going to get a vaccine and then it's like, hey, so everybody gets a vacation in the world to like process. It's gonna be like, okay, now go back to grinding like you've been doing
Right.
this whole time, but now you're like out in the world.
Right. But now you're maybe in your office again, / I guess we're at bars. And we're like, well,
Yes.
Grinding.
yeah, we're grinding. Grinding at bars.
Exactly. I'm getting super ground at this bar.
Yeah.
In the
Although-
bathroom.
I do have to say that I do want to be grinding, not in the work way, grinding in the
Yes.
dancing way, like
Fully.
immediately. Ultimately,
Yes.
one of the first things I want to do when we're back.
Yeah, I deeply miss dancing.
Yeah.
Like, I dance in my shower by myself.
Okay.
When I tell my friends that, they're like, what's going on with you?
I
Like,
dance in my
Yeah.
kitchen. When I'm cooking, I play the music loud and I dance in my kitchen because I miss
Yes.
dancing.
Yeah. And it's like, I don't think me showering for a longer period of time is the the crisis you think it is.
No, it's
No,
not
but
the crisis.
dancing in the shower is ultimately dangerous.
Yeah, exactly. I will say my floor is made out of like rocks. I live in a
Okay.
very weird house. Like, I will say that I got put up. I chose to live here thinking that I was going to like, bounce. I wasn't on the lease.
Mhm.
It was just like, okay, well, my friend needed a third person. I'll be here. It's furnished. And so I was like, all right, this will be where I am until I find where I'm going to live in LA. Because I moved here right before everything went to shit.
Okay.
And then it went to shit. And it's like a dream scenario. Like, that the house is great. We have a pool.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But it's also like, none of this is my stuff.
Yeah.
And I hate it. Well, all this wall is my first
Yeah.
quarantine project.
Beautiful
Was
gallery
painting
wall.
the wall,
So
yes,
cute.
and then like going to my storage unit with like 7 masks on and just like pulling shit out. So yeah, it's a
That's
it's a real
hard.
wild time.
It's hard to not feel like your home is your home when you've been there for a long time during a stressful period of time
Yeah,
too. That's
and-
so hard.
And I think that just like, I mean, wow, I'm glad that I've totally ruined this podcast for just talking
You
about
have
like,
not ruined.
pandemic
I'm
trauma.
thrilled and loving this podcast. You have in no way ruined it.
Well, I appreciate that support, because I'm like, man, I can talk at length, but it's just like, it is wild, because that's Fauci.
That's Fauci
backing away.
agreeing. He's got your back here.
Yeah, I of course didn't grab the toy that doesn't like make us sheep sound. So apologies, but also like just find it cute.
No,
give it
it's
some
really
grace.
cute.
Yeah.
It's really
Um,
cute.
But yeah, I just think that like I feel lucky insofar as most of the stuff here isn't mine. So it's like all of the okay, we can't do this. Fauci, sorry. You can have a stick, baby. Yeah, I'm gonna take it from you. Okay. So, he's definitely gonna start talking to us. He doesn't
I love
whine,
that.
he talks. He goes, "Rah, rah, rah."
He's the fourth guest. We booked
Yeah.
you knowing that we were getting a fourth guest.
Yeah, like the Zoom window's gonna open up and he's just
Yeah.
sitting there with headphones.
His head.
I'm like, oh my God, he is gonna start talking. So I'm gonna let it happen. But yeah, long story long, I think that because this is a furnished place, it's good to be like, okay, when this is over, I'm not gonna have this as like my stuff. Like, I'm just gonna be like,
Mhm.
that was the weird stuff from the trauma time. But
Right.
all my other stuff that's in storage is from the like true before times. And so I'm like, do I just get rid of everything?
Start
Ouch.
over. Fauci saying,
Yeah.
start over, start
You
anew.
gotta come up here. No,
Run
we're
away.
not going out. We're not going out. So you just have to learn how to shut up.
I
Yeah,
mean-
put this out and cancel me on the internet. She told Fauci to shut up on a podcast.
No.
Sorry,
I
sweet baby.
have pairs of sweatpants and stuff that I've been living in during this time. I've been living in it. I have to throw it out. I'm gonna have to throw it out the second that it's over because I just
Yeah.
can't wear it anymore. It's gonna
Right.
remind me of this.
Totally. I have like hella fleeces that I'm like, these can go literally to hell. Like,
Burn
I
it.
never wanna see them.
Yeah, burn
Even
it.
if it's cold, no one needs it. Even
no.
maybe would want to buy. No, they don't deserve to feel how I felt.
They really just do not. No.
But yeah, I am very much looking forward to dating. I think that was one of my biggest like bitternesses.
Yeah.
The beginning of all of this was just like, I am in my 30s. Like I'm 31 now. I guess.
Perfect
yeah,
age.
I
Gorgeous,
was 30 when it
age.
happened. Thank you so much. I was
Perfect,
30 when it all
gorgeous age.
happened. And I was like, what a beautiful year. Glad I'm 30 and thriving. And I just was like, it's not fair to people who like haven't already gotten relationships, because now it's like the pressure's kind of on in a way, which
Mhm.
sounds really bleak. And also like any man listening is like, well, I don't want to be with her. She wants to get married. So I'm like, well, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, kinda,
anyone
yeah.
left?
I mean, kind of, yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, dating again, I think dating's gonna be fun after it's
Yeah.
over.
I think people are going to be more honest. I think people are going to be like more open. They're going to want to like go out
Mhm.
versus just like talk all the time just on like the computer. Like I really do think that social media's power is going to diminish in a
I
major
hope
way.
so.
I'm like, even if you're posting, I think you're going to be more focused on like getting to do things.
Right. And what's happening live in the real world in person, because we've
Yeah.
missed it so much. Like Twitter isn't life. Life doesn't
Yeah.
happen on Twitter.
Totally. It's I really like, my dream level of fame is enough to where I just have to promote what I'm doing online.
Mhm. Right.
And never engage. I'm like, I don't actually care about anybody else's opinions about this. I didn't come here for everybody to tell me the thoughts. I came here to say, watch this thing.
Right. And then to run away, wear a cute dress and like fly off
Yes.
into the distance. Yeah.
Yes, you know, the pipe dreams of the millennial generation.
Yeah, I
I'm gonna
tweet so that
die on Instagram.
right. Like I tweet so I don't have to tweet. That's, you know,
Yes.
like I'm on TikTok so I never have to be on TikTok again.
Totally,
like-
totally. We are in purgatory, and I just think
Yeah.
it's high time we say that. Also, I realized I said high time. My eyes look so stony, and I'm mad because I would like to be stoned. Why do I look like I'm having a better like day?
There's still time for you though. There's a whole evening ahead.
Yeah, that's the thing. It is only 6 p.m.
It's 6
We're
p.m.
on
for you.
opposite coasts, so
Yeah, you've got a whole
there's still time to get a little
evening.
stoned.
Yeah, there's a whole future ahead of you. You don't have
Yeah.
to, it doesn't end here. Absolutely
Yeah.
not.
We're gonna keep the good times rolling.
Absolute. I have a question that maybe I don't know if you can answer, but have you found it different to date in LA versus New York? I know that the LA has been a lot of pandemic time, so it might.
Yeah, right. I mean, I will say that like that influences it, but in the beginning, here's what I'll say. In LA, I have found that I am more likely to be tricked into a date by someone I thought was going on a business thing.
Oh,
It happened like the first three,
oh,
like
no.
people that I like. One person was somebody I had met before, and they're like,
Mhm.
"Oh, you're out here. Let's talk about like what you're doing." I'm working at like XYZ production company, and I'm like, "That's great. Like, I don't know any good restaurants. You could like choose whatever." I show up looking like a regular person. This person's like pulls the seat out. Like, I'm like, no.
Oh no.
This is not what it's gonna be. And so it was very, very awkward. And then the other time, I feel really embarrassed because it's so stupid, but he slid in my DMs. And he was like, "Hey, I like your comedy stuff, and I'm a personal trainer. So like, you know, if you're ever interested in hiring one, like, you know, just hit me up. I'm a big fan." And I'm like, "That's super nice." And I was
Yeah.
like, "It's funny. I just moved here. I was thinking about getting a personal trainer. Why don't we like meet up to talk about it?" And so like, it kept not really working out with my schedule
Mhm.
because I work like weird nights with the podcast. And so it was like a Friday, thankfully. And I was like, "Okay, I have an hour before a birthday party that I can
Okay.
meet you." And he's like, "I'm going to be in your neighborhood. It's great." So I'm thinking we're going to have a drink, go our separate ways.
Right. And
I'm
then
going to go to the birthday party.
and then he'll be your personal trainer and you will do fitness with him.
Exactly.
He
I'll
will get you
really
into shape.
ripped, like
Yeah.
he is ripped, and that it still hasn't happened. As evidenced by the rest of the story, which basically is just like he was not dressed nice, so it wasn't like a weird bait and switch in that way, but he clearly thought it was a date. He was
Oh.
talking about how he did comedy, but like him doing comedy was open mic one time.
No.
He's like, I was on a show with Jeff Dye, and I'm like, first of all, I've worked with him before. I'm honestly not impressed.
Yeah,
But
like no
secondly,
thanks.
and no shade, but just like straight up, this is not my taste. But then also like, as I got more information, it was he dropped in to the open.
Oh.
So you don't even
Oh.
know what you're talking about. And then so I'm like trying to cut it off. I'm like, okay, well, I have to go to this birthday party. So like, whatever. And I ended up paying because I was like, this will be the way to end it.
Mhm.
And he was like, okay, so like, where's your birthday party? And I'm like, it's actually over sort of East Hollywoodish. Like I have to take like a Uber. And he was like, I live that direction. I live right over by that UCB. Like, is it okay if I like, I'm like, sure, I'll ride you to, and he like put in his other like destination. We get to the bar, he gets out.
No.
He hangs out the whole night.
With you at your friend's birthday party?
Yes. And he like acts like we are already dating, which is like so another thing. And so they're all like also comedians. So they're like making fun of him. He doesn't even realize. He's like, yeah, like I'm usually the funny one in relationships. And like a friend literally did a spit take. And I'm like, yeah, what relationship are you talking about? Like,
you don't have a relationship.
It got to the point where I was, I had been drinking some spirits. And so it became the thing where like, if I saw someone else that I knew, they'd be like, oh, how do you two know each other? I'm like, oh, he's a personal trainer, but then he like tricked me into going on a date. I would just say that. And he's like, no, I mean, like, I think it was pretty, like, it wasn't.
No.
It was pretty clearly going to be a personal training. Like, here's the rundown of the service. I gave you an hour.
Right, just an hour. It's not a date. It's like I have an out, babe.
Yeah, exactly. Like I literally have a second location without you.
Yeah, without you, you're not invited. And he pitched you his business.
Yes. Oh,
he came in hot with his business.
Yeah. So that was I think that is the weird thread here is that I'm like I got to be doing the approaching,
Yeah, don't let any of these LA weirdos
yeah, they're all just trying to have real dinner with me, and like I get it. I'm like wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, by Akilah Hughes, they want to have dinner with you. But
I'm going to be saying that forever, and unfortunately, I won't be crediting you.
That's okay. You're allowed to say, you're allowed to say that as many times as you want.
Thank you so much. You're my hero. But yeah, that is the real difference. I feel like in New York, it was always almost too blunt where I'm like, oh, so we're definitely not dating and let's just like wrap it up.
Right.
Like, no hard feelings have not been led astray.
I love that on the opposite coast, opposite problems. In LA, it's like we're not being clear about our intentions. And in New York, we're too clear. We're too clear.
Totally. I'm like, you didn't have to hurt my feelings before you said I was pretty, but that's okay. I guess we can just fuck. It's fine.
I've gotten in trouble because I'm such a New Yorker in that way. And I've been like, oh, I don't think this is going anywhere. Like while on a date with someone. I've been that girl. Mm-hmm. So.
I mean, same. I'm like, I don't like, I know a date's not going to like lead to anything when I feel like grossed out by kissing. But like, it's a real thing where I'm like, I don't want to kiss them.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like in Pretty Woman, I'm like, never on the mouth.
Yeah, not on the mouth.
It's just
no feelings, never on the mouth.
Yes, like something about it is just like so treacherous. And I'm like, I thought I liked dating, and I think that like the stakes are too high. Like if I start gagging because my own brain has gone too far picturing kissing you, like I'm not even being nice to you at that point. Like this is just a real problem.
It's just not good for either of us. I've had that. I've had the like, oh my God, what do I do at the end of this date? Because it's not going to be a kiss for me.
Right. I'm like a firm shake. Like, thank you so much, sir. This was a really enlightening dinner, and I wish you good luck.
And good evening. Be well.
Like, it's just like a dog trying to get in. You're like, no, you can't come in the house.
You can't be here.
You have to keep it moving. Thanks.
Actually, being in masks on dates has made that a little easier. Because we know if we're gonna kiss or not, because I will take my mask down so that we can do the deed. But if the mask is up, you're not getting past it.
Yeah, but I'm curious. So when you want to kiss your new boyfriend and you all were first like courting, do you feel like you told him like I am comfortable with kissing at this point? You know what I mean? Because like I think that my fear too is just like I don't know if I would be too forward to try it. Like if they're like, I can't kiss you yet, we're just gonna date for 6 months and then we'll start kissing when the pandemic's over. Like I just don't know.
We did talk about it pretty much every step of the way, to be honest. Very communicative. Like we
beautiful.
had 2 virtual dates first, one of which was on the podcast. So
Oh, wow.
I know I met him on the
Shit, oh my
pod.
God.
Uh-huh.
I love
He
that
did
for
a 10
you.
minute speed date with me on the podcast.
Mhm.
And we ended up hitting it off and liking each other. So then we went on another virtual date just to FaceTime.
Wow.
And that was fun. So we were like, okay, let's meet in person. So we met in
Mhm.
person. We didn't kiss on the first date. It was a hug, and it was like very clear that we weren't going to kiss each other. And
Yeah.
then before the 4th date now, I said, hey, I'm going to get a test before, which was kind of like wink, wink. I want to kiss
Yeah,
you.
like, hey, we gonna be snoodling.
Snoodling.
Canoodling, you don't even know. Like,
And
you
then
got some kisses in your
ultimately,
future.
yeah, there's a kiss coming for you. Maybe more, actually, definitely more. I did go to his apartment after
Mhm.
that date.
You're like, hey, you know, I'm
At
not
this
mad at
point,
you.
I'm like, it's time for me, actually.
Yeah, like, you
So,
know, we've been waiting so long.
it's been really chased, and I can't anymore.
Yes, oh, I
Yeah, so
love that.
we talked about it every step of the way, and there was someone that I went on 2 dates with before that where we did have a kiss on the first date, but I think I told him that I was comfortable. I like on the first
Yeah.
date, I had some drinks in me, and I was like, I am comfortable kissing you if you want to do
Yes, totally.
that.
Totally. That is like, I mean, that's really just like a real role model for what this should be like. Because I do think that like, and I'm talking about like relationships overall. Like, I'm so glad you're talking and communicating.
Yeah.
I feel like the worst part, like, you know, a relationship's not working when it's like, I'm afraid to bring it up just in case they don't want to do the thing, and then it'll be awkward. So I'll just not get what I want, and they won't get what they want.
Yeah, and then like they just win. They win. I don't want to talk about
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
totally. Oh, it's a
I
good way to
know,
fizzle it out.
but I feel like it's made it easier to do that, the pandemic,
Totally.
because there are really clear boundaries that we're all setting. So you have
Yeah.
to find out what the other person's boundaries are pretty early, and then you like
Totally.
meet them there. So it's been nice in that way, and definitely has taught me a lot about how to say what I'm comfortable with and not
Mhm.
take no or anything less than that for an answer. Because like
Totally.
the person I was seeing before Isaac, who I'm seeing now, like I was like, I want to be exclusive because we've hooked up, and like we should just hook up with each other. And
Mhm.
he was like, no. And then I was like, oh, okay, well
Bye.
then I guess that's it. You can get a fresh test before you see me every single time, but otherwise I'm not touching you. 'Cause
Yeah, like
no,
it's
I
also just like be aware of like I just think that like especially, and I don't know if this is a straight man or if he's bi or what the vibe is, but like it is wild that like I think straight people, and I'm a straight person, but like there's no culture of getting tested regularly for things. So
Mhm.
like they just don't respect that boundary. Like, you know what I mean? Like they don't respect other people enough to see how they
Right.
affect them. And it's like, yeah, if you live through a fucking like epidemic where the government ignores you and like a huge chunk of your population fucking dies, you're gonna like take it seriously.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, they're out here being like just like germ terrorists. I'm like, I can't. Like, this is why like no one wants to be with a straight man. Like it's kind of worse than nothing. Like I'd rather
No.
just be single.
I know. I feel bad about it often. I'm like, oh, I wish I wasn't into straight men.
Yeah, I mean, like, I honestly want to, like, if there is an afterlife, I'd like to have a conversation with God for just like 5 minutes. Like, why did we have to go through that on top of everything?
Yeah, why are you giving that to us, actually?
What was the point?
Straight men, what was that? Why
Yeah.
did you give us that curse on my house? What was that
Yeah,
curse on my house
like you're
for?
supposed to be incredibly creative. I mean, you're God, like you're the God. Like, straight man was even like a thought.
Yeah, like,
That was part of your creativity,
yeah, why
and you kept it going for a pretty long time.
I mean, and the first one took out the first woman's ribs. Are you kidding
Yeah,
me?
right. Like, can we just like revisit that violence?
Can
Because
we
he's
just
never been
stop?
canceled.
Yeah, like, yeah, why hasn't Adam been canceled at this moment?
Right, and his fucking kids. Cain and Abel were a whole mess.
Truly.
Mhm.
I actually have a secret. I have a secret that I want to reveal to you since we're on. We're talking about straight men. Okay,
Yes.
Akila.
Yeah, it's okay.
I took improv 201 with Gideon Resnick.
No
Basically
way.
your co-host on What a Day.
Oh my god. Oh my
And
god.
I had the biggest, most humongous, heinous crush on him
You've got to be
the
kidding me.
entire time. We were babies. We were like 22, 21. children. We were children, and I was in love with him. I was obsessive in love with him, and we flirted so much in his like dark, kind of broody way. He's like very broody and too cool for it.
Wow.
And
Oh
201.
my
We
God.
flirted, but I mean, like he was his current girlfriend, who I'm so happy for him. They were like on and off, or like something was happening at that
stuff
moment.
was not like super
Yeah, it wasn't.
streamlined.
Maybe it wasn't exactly clear what was going on with them at that moment, but like it never worked out. Like we at the like final class, like chicken fingers and fries at the bar by the UCB training.
Oh yeah.
Moment.
Oh, totally. I know exactly what you're
Yeah,
talking
you know
about.
exactly where it
Wow.
was. Like right there, I was like, okay, I guess it's not gonna happen. And I have cried over your co-host.
You have got, I mean, like, I have empathy for you, but also I want to time travel and be like, girl.
I know,
The fact that you said he was cool several times.
I know he was cool and broody to me.
I for
in
sure.
Improv 201. But again, I was a baby. If I could time travel, I would tell younger me to not fall in love with any of the men she fell in.
Yeah, no way. And definitely not from an improv class. Like that's like it was a big
No. That was my first mistake.
Yeah.
That was my first mistake.
You know what? It's okay. I similarly, you know, I didn't date a guy who was like, or like even like none of the guys in my improv classes, quite frankly, were like doing it. I don't even know if I'm like good friends with any of the guys. Maybe I know a few, but it's just like, I don't know. It's just so funny. I love that you had a crush on him.
I had to tell you.
A lot of people who listen to the podcast who don't know that he has a girlfriend are like, you and Gideon have such great chemistry. And I'm like, it would never happen. Like he's my little brother. Like I'm always like, don't say it like that. That's corny. And he's like, okay. Like I very much feel like I'm just dragging him along. But he's, you know, he's really talented and good at news. So it's like, it's a great, competent co-host to have in this sort of like time. But I'm obsessed with this detail because like, Jenny, I think you're so hot. It's so ridiculous.
God,
like,
I think you're so hot.
Thank you. I mean, you know, I've been cuter than today, but objectively we're in the pandemic phase, like 77, like we're tired.
Oh my God. Yeah, we're tired, but also, yeah, we're still smoking hot. All three of us in the Zoom right now, and Fouch.
Oh yeah, totally. Fouch, he's like a real baby. He already passed out on the bed. He's like, I guess I'm not getting my toy back.
But yeah,
she's still talking. But yeah,
I had to tell you because I've been sitting on this. Anytime I listen to What a Day, I'm sitting on this news.
I just need you to know that like I'm obsessed. Do you think that he knew?
Yeah, ask him. He's gonna say absolutely. She had a huge crush on me.
I was obsessed. He had a crush back, but he'll never admit it because he's very much like a relationship boy. But I imagine, like, I can't imagine someone not having a crush on you, especially like you doing comedy. I'm sorry, but like, you know, the stereotype. It's not typically the hottest ones. So good for you. I'm pretty sure all the dudes, and like in 201, it's not guys who are necessarily serious about comedy yet.
No.
So it's like, oh, I'm here to see the cute girl. It's amazing.
Yeah.
There's no doubt
a little bit. I'm here to be silly and play stupid games and flirt a little bit.
Yeah, unfortunately, the women in the class don't get the bit. No. You guys are like, no, boo.
Yeah, and it's really just not a good place for that. It's like it festers like a disease. It's a disease.
Yes. And like someone makes a joke that you're just like, it's not even offensive. You're just like that's what you think's funny.
Yeah, and you're like,
now I'm so dry. My body just dried up, just like it's a real drought.
I'm searching to see if I have any. Do I have any receipts from Gideon?
Oh my God,
is that too much if I say that?
It would not hurt my feelings at all. I think it would be the most salacious, and this would have to be the clip that you share online.
Oh
my God.
Okay, what happened? Oh my God. Okay. Wow, I'm freaking bald. Oh my God. Okay, December 7th, 2014. This is the day after my birthday.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
This is the day after my birthday. Oh my God. Okay, we're talking about December 6th on my birthday. I'm definitely drunk texting him. It's 9:55. We're talking about underboob.
Wow,
that's sexting. Okay, not quite, but that's flirting. Okay,
it's definitely a body part
that's
that
flirting.
You know, elicits some emotions.
Okay, so then
I swear, I'm just gonna say your name. Like they're like, "What'd you do this weekend?" And I was like, "Oh, I was on Jenny Garlic's podcast, and he is going to turn beet red. His camera's suddenly not gonna work in this."
Okay, so then I said, okay, this is our December 7th, December 7th, my birthday, 1:30 a.m. 1:30 a.m. So it's my birthday still.
Yeah, it's still
1:30
happening.
a.m.
Just
It's
late,
still
late
happening.
night after dark.
We're talking about tattoos. I'm saying that, ugh, I thought you graduated this semester. I'm practically elderly compared to you. You might as well be on AARP. We do quarters, which are shorter, but yeah, you still do more. I don't know. Okay. God, I have a bridge club basically. How's your Mahjong championship going, Gideon?
Obsessed.
We're flirting.
Yes, this is definitely like some back and forth.
Okay. And then we're flirting back and forth. He's saying he doesn't have tattoos, but we were talking about tattoos. I just say, I just got a free round of shots. He says shots, shots, shots. And I said, this is the bold part. Gideon, no comma. Gideon, can we talk about the fact that you were leading me on all summer? I had a crush on you and you played games. I feel like it's fair to me to be truthful. Gideon, yeah, of course that's fair. I just didn't know really. Like, I'm bad at reading that stuff. Bad at reading what? I'm purposely the most obvious, maybe, but I never make assumptions about how other people are behaving. If I like you, there are no questions about it. Boo, is what I said. And then he said, thanks for telling me, never stop living like it's your birthday. And I said, good advice. And then the next time we texted was the next day, who do you have for 301?
Business as usual.
Gideon, who do you have from 301? And then I sent him a picture of Don Finelli. Okay.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow.
This is my favorite podcast I've ever been on. All I want to do is have jobs where people I respect have liked the people I work with. And I'm like, really? Just because I see, he has been a person I've seen almost every day of the pandemic.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, all of the anything that could have been magical about him. I'm like, no, you're wearing, we do interviews and sometimes I make him change because our outfits are too similar.
Okay.
He's for sure my younger brother that I'm like,
that's
stop
so
it.
cute.
I look better in yellow. Please change into green.
That is so cute. And oh my God, I can't believe that in 2014, I'm turning 21.
Oh yeah, wow, yeah, your baby.
I'm baby, and I'm like, I had a crush on you, and you led me on, Gideon.
Yeah, you're like, it's my birthday, and it's important that you understand. And he's like, you're right.
He's like, yeah, you're right, and I had no idea.
I couldn't possibly tell from the fact that you liked me. These were all unknowable things.
Yeah, from the fact that we're flirting about Mahjong, I think he knows.
Yeah, you're texting him on your birthday. I feel like that is the biggest.
That's a huge sign.
Yeah, totally. And he knew, he said, live like it's your birthday. So,
wow.
I
know. Anyway, that was my secret I had to share. I had receipts for you this episode. Normally I ask my guests to bring receipts, but sometimes I have a gift for the guest.
Ooh, I love that. That really blew my mind. I mean, that's the best, that was a gift to me. That was a quarantine, you made it 365 days and here is the prize. You got some good hot goss.
That's my hot goss. So I'm wondering if you feel ready, if you have a receipt that you would like to share.
I do.
Okay, amazing.
So I guess the context for this, it's a text. Mm-hmm. This is someone that I met on Raya, which if you're not familiar is the you pay too much money to date a DJ's little brother app. It's dumb. And I was like, oh, I want to go to LA and date a cool famous.
Right, like a photographer. I want a director. I want a photographer. I want Pete Davidson, whatever.
Exactly. I want a CEO of a brand that doesn't actually exist that has 2 followers on Instagram, but they knew the person who works at Raya and they go.
Yeah. That
a lot of creative directors, right? I'm like, and what do you do? They're like, well, I make content. So you are on Instagram. Okay, you're the CEO of your Instagram account. But anyway, so I joined this app, and this is a famous who is also a comedian.
Okay. Wow.
And we had spoken a little bit on Raya. I wonder if I can find the I wonder if you can search messages. I wonder if you can find
Raya. But I love that it's the montage slideshow.
Oh yes.
So silly. Sounds. Do you know what song his song was?
Ooh, let's see. I hope it doesn't play out loud. Oh my God. What is it? Single Again. By Big Sean. I don't know that one, but Wild.
That's funny.
So wild. So his first thing was my lame intro. Hi, LOL.
That's your intro.
That's literally, but that's what he said. He said, my lame intro,
My lame
hi,
intro.
hello.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I was like, hi, I'm bad at intros too. Sorry, this took 100 years. I had the apps because it looks like, oh yeah, it's been 2 weeks.
Okay.
And also just first red flag, this message was sent at 4:18 a.m.
Oh no.
Not because he was on set for something really early, but because he was trolling
Yeah,
Raya.
He's up on
Yeah.
Raya at 4:18. Okay.
Fully. And so it's so embarrassing. And then he sent me, I mean, I don't know if you all are familiar with the Ariel Pink controversy, but he's like a
No.
proud boy. And so he got dropped from his label, but he sent me an Ariel Pink song called Put Your Number in My Phone. So I sent him my number.
Okay.
So
And you didn't say, we don't love Ariel Pink. You just were like, here's my number.
well, at that point he wasn't
Okay.
bad. And the song is actually good, but I had to remove it from like
Okay.
several playlists.
Right.
Like,
It's
I'm
not,
not
in the
supporting
rotation
this. Right.
anymore.
Like maybe in your next life you won't hate Black people. So I moved on. And so then the next time we talk, so much time passes. This is right before the pandemic. This is February 16th, 2020.
Okay.
Like I know I'm super duper late, but this is blank from Raya. And I'm like, good morning. So this is 11:42 a.m. It's a really dumb conversation, but it appears that he's clearly looking for he just wants to get laid.
Okay.
Because he immediately is like, what part of town do you live in? And I'm like,
Okay.
kind of West Hollywood adjacent. Yeah, how about you? And he's like also West Hollywood adjacent. And then he's just like kind of weird. And I forget the thing. I have to fast forward. So this is the thing. Very elitist. To be clear, I am not rich. I do not own this house. Most of the things in the house are furnished, but it is like a luxury home that like I just happened to like slide into the third roommate position, and the second one never showed up. He just pays rent, so it's like it's
amazing,
right? And in the beginning, that the one that like the housemate who was here all the time now was bi-coastal and was in New York all the time. So it was like this was my house. I was always forthright about the fact that I had housemates. And so I was like, yeah, my housemate's car got broken into in this neighborhood, but they were polite about it. They didn't break the windows and they just took his change. And he said, housemate, LOL. And then I was like, I actually think you all have mutual friends, thinking like, that's not a mean thing. He's like, roommate and housemate, I guess the difference depends on the place, right? If it's a housemate. And I'm like, yeah, it's a house. And then he just like continuously was just like dogging my living situation. And I'm like, this is why you're single.
Oh my God.
And
oh my God.
Yeah. And he I wouldn't say he's thriving, but I will say he is of a class of comedian that is often booked in things that are like, this was a fun indie project that like is going to be, like cherished at maybe like a festival, and people will be like, this was good. So it's like, he's not no one, but it was the fact that I'm like, I just moved to LA. I explained to you my living situation, and you're like, oh, you have a housemate. And then like, yeah. And then he just continuously, here's the worst one. Okay, I'll finish. Okay. The worst one is, so now it's February 19th, several days later. The time is 2:16 a.m. And the text is, I'm in your hood. To be clear, we live in the same neighborhood.
Yeah, he's at his house. He's in his own bed.
Right. And I'm just like, I literally remember reading it at that time, setting an alarm for 12 hours later. And then I was like, yo, last night was nuts. I did not see this, but also, don't you live in my neighborhood? No response. Left on red. No response.
Like, she got me.
Yeah, like, wow. I'm just like, and look, if he was just trying to bone, I would have been like, pass. Quite frankly, like that was not the attraction. I thought maybe we could just like talk about our jobs and lives, and like we probably had mutual friends. It's comedy, right? Like it's pretty insular.
Yeah. You have a lot of things in common.
Yeah, but I guess like my elitism is not quite at his level. I'm not judging anybody who lives with other people.
Yeah, so, we all need roommates. I'm sorry. It turns out that Los Angeles and New York City are two of the most expensive cities in the entire world.
Totally.
Okay.
Embarrassing. Also, this man has children.
Oh my God.
I'm like, you are too old to be a fuckboy.
Oh my God.
These are the answers. So yeah, wow, that's probably the biggest one. Wow. And not because of who he is, but truly because I was like, this is so egregious. Like, this is why I don't want to date in LA. Like, I took like this was in my text. So I'm like, I just have it saved forever because I'm like, next
Yeah.
time you get the dumb idea to date in Los Angeles,
Just
please
remember
remember.
this, Dad.
Exactly. This is a wholesome dad that gets, I mean, he plays a dad a lot. Let me see if I can find, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, please. Yeah, if you've got another one, I'd love to hear it. It's wild to me. I think that's what you find on Raya. I think that's the caliber of people on Raya.
Totally.
be
Like no one
honest.
there is going to be upstanding. I also am like, I kind of don't remember this guy's name. The one who was, the one who was the personal trainer.
Oh,
Okay, just to be clear, his first message to me, oh my God, let's go to the top. It was an audio message. And it was like,
whoa. Do you like that?
I don't.
I
Only
don't
if it's
like
like
it
good
either.
friends. Like if it's a
Yeah.
good friend, like and like typically a girlfriend. Like I don't have any
Mhm.
dudes sending me fucking voice messages.
Same. I will have a girlfriend send me one, especially if she's working and can't type it all out. Sure.
Mhm.
But I don't want to
Totally.
get one from a stranger, to be honest.
Totally. And I also like, so I do that thing with my DMs just because like, you know, Black woman in comedy, it's like shit. So it's like, I have a lot of like the message requests and I just don't check them
Yeah,
as
don't
regularly as I probably should. And so it was like 3 days later that I'm responding, but he was, I guess, congratulating me on hitting 50K followers on Instagram, which I'm like, it's not really like an achievement.
Okay.
Like, thank you. Like I really don't care. Like if tomorrow they deleted my account, I'd be like, hallelujah. I'm free. And so it was very weird. I was like, I guess thanks for the congrats. Oh my God, it started playing.
Oh my God, wait, play it. Akila, you have to play
Oh
it.
my God. Okay, first message. Oh my
Well,
God, so
if he
it
says
is.
a name, we'll bleep it. But you
Yeah,
have to
for
play it.
sure. Okay, let's
Okay.
see.
Akila, congratulations on all your success. Wish you all the best in the future. I mean, 50K is a fantastic number to hit. My name is Adam. I'm a fitness coach based out of Hollywood, California. I was curious if you're actually out here in California and if you had any January goals you're going after.
No.
Okay, so can we be clear?
January goals. January goals. He's coming out as a personal trainer.
He's an entrepreneur, personal trainer.
Wow.
This was always above board. And
Oh
literally
my God.
I wrote back, I did not record a message because I'm not a sociopath.
No.
And I was just like, as far as goals, I do want to get my body right, finally, but I also need to figure out my work-life balance. So again, was never going to be romantic. And then this
No.
dude, totally off the deep end. So
Oh my
just to be
God.
clear. Wow.
Wild.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that we got to hear his voice.
Yeah, like if you all can get the rights to Vindicated by Dashboard Commission, I just want to say my side of the story is absolutely fact.
You're absolutely fact. There's no question that he was giving you a business opportunity. He was
Right. I was like, yes,
use
I
my
just moved
service.
here. I would like to get super ripped, as is the cliche for moving to Los Angeles.
Absolutely.
Like, wonderful.
Yeah, we get swole when we're in LA. That's what we do.
Yeah. Like that was the plan. But he had some other plans. He wanted to get swole up in these guts, and I'm not for that. Just back it on up, man. So, you know, that is the range of enjoyable situations I've had in dating
Wow.
here. It's so sad.
And I fully believe that it's gonna turn around. It's on the up.
I mean, I also
fully
think
believe
I
it.
may turn around and go back to New York at
Okay,
the end
good.
of all this.
We miss you though. We miss you.
Oh,
here.
I miss it hard.
Come
I miss
back.
it so much. I wish that I didn't miss it so much because it really does feel like I'm like my friend. Like I just can't see my friends. Like I hate it here.
And maybe, I mean, you could be truly bi-coastal too when there's
Yeah.
a pandemic. You could
Yes.
truly be back and forth. It's
And
just
let's be honest, it's better to visit LA. I would love
Yeah.
to visit LA. Why do I gotta live here? The
Yeah,
weather's
it's-
not great all the time. Like,
Right, and
It's
it's
always
nice-
bad in New York. Like
right. And it's nice to, I agree. I think it's nice to live in New York. New York is your home. You have your
Yes.
bars, you have your friends, you have your
yes.
places.
You have a walkable place for Fauci to go take a dump instead of
Mhm.
like being on a weird sidewalk where people get like serial killed. There's a lot of serial killing out here. I don't know if you all know that.
That's really scary and I don't
They
love
brought it
that.
back for the pandemic.
Oh no, I don't love that for you or Fouch. No.
Yeah.
No
Mm.
one's serial kill.
Right. I mean, literally, I lived like not that far from where Lady Gaga's dog walkers got shot. So
No.
like,
Shot? No.
yes, and I walk Fauci at night, so I'm like, here we go. Like I'm about to be on the news. Just like
Oh my
they're gonna
God.
have to literally murder me to take this dog after how long it took me to adopt him. Pry him from my cold dead hands.
Absolutely. You're never giving him up. No way. But yeah.
Totally.
And then
Yeah, bro.
visit LA. Then like have the pool moment, have the palm
Yeah,
tree.
stay at a cute hotel. Be like, wow, I love the Ace. Wow, I love the line. Like, great, we did it. The London's so fun. And then just like go back to New York.
And then go back to your stinky subway where we
Yes,
loved
exactly.
it.
Exactly. My box in the wall where all my stuff is just a storage unit. Like that's
Yeah.
great.
My
I love it.
closet. That's my room. My room is a closet and I love it. Yeah.
Yes.
So Akila, I have one last little fun game for us to play.
Oh, fun.
If you feel ready.
I'm ready. I'm always ready. I feel
I'm
much
so
looser
ready.
now. I think that like talking to you all has really like got me there.
Oh, good. Okay, yay. I'm having truly so much fun.
Mhm.
It's a good pod. Okay.
It's really pretty good. It's like the best.
It's really good. Okay. So this game is called Quick and Dirty. I'm going to ask
Ooh.
you 4 quick questions. You just answer as fast as you can. First thing that comes to your head. Okay.
Oh no. Okay.
Favorite flirty emoji.
Oh, I like the drunk face. I think it's a drunk face where the mouth is all crazy because it's always like said after they say something a little reckless. Like they're like, I was just thinking about your boobs, or like a crazy wiggle mouth. And I'm like, I now don't feel awkward about the fact that you led with that, and that's great.
I love that. Okay, split the check on a first date. Yes or no?
No,
No.
I'm not paying if it's a date. But if you think it's a date and I don't think it's a date, I'm grabbing that shit at the table. Like, mama's got it. Don't even worry.
Best date spot.
Ooh, best date spot. I mean, when I was living in Brooklyn, I lived in Bed-Stuy. There is a restaurant called Barron's that's across from Home Depot.
Okay.
That's just a good way to find it. It's
Just
kind of
right
hard to
across
find.
from the hammers and the wood and the like.
Yeah, if you like worked out a sweat trying to get some like really middling plants outside, you can just
Yeah.
go have some really good cocktails. It's like a French restaurant. I don't even know if it's still there, weird times, but gotta say, really delicious food.
Okay, yum. And read receipts. Yes or no?
I don't do it. When
Don't.
people do it to me, I find it really rude because of like, I know that now you are on the clock. Like you also can't lie. Like, I didn't see this. I'm like, your phone said you did.
Yeah. Your phone knows, and your phone told me
Right.
that you're lying to me. So
Yeah, it feels like a power move that I'm just like, no one's powerful enough to do this.
yeah, it's people who want. It feels like people who want to manipulate you a little bit.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
like the serial killers who are active in LA. The guy who shot Lady
Yes.
Gaga's dogs. He
For
is
sure was
receipts.
texting with read receipts
Yeah.
right now. He's like, I told you we were going to meet at this corner. Now it's all messed up. Now we have to give the dogs back. Like, totally. Red.
Yeah,
it's like, I know you saw that, so you better bring the dogs. Like, it is really wild. It's probably too soon to joke, but that guy didn't die. Everything's fine, right?
Yeah, I think they're okay. No one died.
Yeah, phew.
Gaga got her dogs back, and
Yeah. Somebody probably got $500,000.
I hope so. And yeah, fuck
Yeah.
that guy.
Yeah, totally. Like, is it literally like, we can make jokes about him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna mock him as he steals my dog next. I'll be like, you're such a dork. You couldn't even plan for it. Okay, I guess you can have my dog too. Whatever.
No. No one's taking
Ugh.
Fauci.
You're right.
No
Oh,
one
baby.
can. This has been the most fun. I've had such a great time.
Yes. Thank you for talking with me. This has been like honestly a highlight of the pandemic,
Oh yeah.
of the Ponder replay,
the Ponder replay
of all the Zoom
Ponderosa.
meetings I could be in. I'm glad I'm here.
Me too. Everyone should follow you on Instagram and Twitter if they're not already.
That's right.
How do they do it?
Yeah, so Twitter, it's at Akila, obviously. It's AKILAH. But if you're not doing that right now and looking it up, that's okay. If you type Akila wrong, I think my name still shows up somewhere in the mix.
Okay,
And
good.
then on Instagram, it's Akila H. For some people, like people think that it's Akila. Like I'm like making a joke, but I'm like, no, my last name is Hughes.
Oh right. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it was just a clinical way to be like, this is my account. We
Amazing.
did it, yeah.
And this has been a blast. If you're loving it, listeners, please just give us that rating, the 5-star
Mhm.
rating and a review. Please, God. Please,
Yes.
God.
Give them that good rating.
Give me that good rating. And please, I'm begging you. And we will see you next week. This was Receipts. Okay, I'm going to stop recording.
Me too. I'll hit snap. Thank you all. This was so good.
Yeah, this was so good and so much fun. I'm so happy that we got to do
I
it.
know, right? I mean,